Hello guys, so Jerry speaking. Welcome to Bedtime Stories, episode number 348. And today we do I Am Superman. This is a Stories Change the World book. So let's read it down, shall we? So we got for us. I Am Superman. This is written by Brad Meltzer, illustrated by Christopher Elapompius. How to pronounce his last name? Anyway. This is a Superman book, and it was based on a show on PBS Kids named Xavier Riddle. I'm not sure what the show's basically about, but this is published by Dial Books for Young Readers, okay? Writer Jerry Siegel and artist Joe Structure created the first and greatest superhero, Superman, whose stories about how now been told for more than 8 years by thousands of careers. See how it makes sense with Superman fans like I do. So, there you go. Even though I'm just like a comic book strip of a huge fan of Batman, fans like that. Even though I'm great enough for being a DC comic Marvel fan ever since the beginning of ever since I was a kid growing up. So, there you go. I Am Superman. It's just how to make sense now and anyway, even though it's a great book. So, even though he was a great Superman. So, there you go. Next page. Anyway, I'm also Calote, something like that. That's the name I was given on my birth planet, Krypton, which is far away from another galaxy. When I was a baby, my parents built a rocket ship. Jor-El, I don't like this. My father was a scientist. He warned the leaders of Krypton that our planet was dying. No one would listen. Lord, this will keep our son safe. On Earth with the yellow sun. You have powers that will protect him. He'll be different on. Alone. He will never be alone. Wow. The rocket could carry just one of us. It'll be the only way to save my life. Kyle, we'll always be with you. Today we'll give Earth our biggest gift, our only son. They won't accept him there, but they get be great people if there will be, and that kind of reminds me of a comic book. So there you go. It's basically what I'm gonna try to read Batman for our upcoming 350th show coming up in the next bedtime story episode. There you go on that. Next page. Anyway, they'll only let the light to show the way. So it all makes sense. So no more exploring the sun, no nothing, just to keep them safe on Earth, just like anyone else. So there you go. Next page. Krypton is a visual part of my story. But if you wanted to understand who I am, it's in Smallville, Kansas. Comment the Kansas story from The Wizard of Oz, 1939. Anyway, the movie that is. The book came out in 1900. That's just me. Anyway, you need to understand Jonathan and Mark Kent, the two nicest people in the planet. Jonathan, you see that? Look, up in the sky. Ba-boom! Now, that's the early life of this whole entire superhero named Superman in the 1930s. So, you know, let's say this book came out in like let's say, I'm not sure what year this came out. I'm not gonna sure what's going on next, but let's just say 2016 or 2019. But let's say 2030s. Or 2040s, that matter. I'll shut up. But you know, that's just me. It makes more sense. So there you go. Next page. Anyway. Jonathan, do you see a baby in the rocket ship? I see a baby in the rocket ship. Martha, where are you doing? Where are his parents? Soon after I landed on Earth, Mom and Pa adopted me, giving me a second name. Now, at the time, Copron was his name. Superman was there until the 1940s. So, that was your answer to your question. So, it was a rocket ship from there until 1940, until 1970s, where the Superman movies came out, and then in 2016, when Batman and Superman versus Superman movie, Dawn of Justice, it would have been a disaster. So, there you go. According to Bob, should review this. Next page. Anyway. Clark Kent, what are you doing? What do you think you're doing? Scoring touchdowns. That's good. Right, Pa. Ow, it looks like it's like trying to tackle a rock. What's wrong with scoring touchdowns? No, why is this kid wearing a mustache? I don't get it. Anyway, been shown off by Bit Avenue Son. It's shown off when somebody's doing the things he's capable of doing. It's a bird showing off when it flies. Clark, listen to your father. And stand up straight. Yes, ma'am. No, it's Superman in the 19. It's a comic strip. It's a whole DC comic strip, and you need to understand this is a huge Superman thing, and it's not really. And you have to understand this is Superman, not be restless as a kid. That's just me. Oh, he's having an open mouth, not a mustache. Anyway, that's good. Yeah, I know you were making all these amazing things, but there's a man gets older and things get very clear. And there's one thing I do know, son, and that is you are here for a reason, and it's not to score touchdowns. At the time, football wasn't here for all of that. It's part of our Superman series back in the old days. He's a superhero, not a football player, At the time, yes, it was good enough. So, there you go on that. Next page. Anyway. Every day on our farm, I learned how to be a good person. My parents taught me kindness. Mr. Harper lost his job. Take me food. He needs me to help. Yes, ma'am. That's a new boy at school. He got up to know one to sit with. Invite him to sit with you. Yes, ma'am. They taught me perverts. Perverts, how to pronounce this word. Sorry. They really got how to pick all of it. You know the rules, no powers. You need to have powers in order to do this. Don't be afraid of hard work. Come with me, Mr. Morrison. My dog is still in here. Clark, go inside and get Teddy. It's too much. If someone's in danger, you get them no matter what. It taught me the compassion when it means wanted to help people in need. It's a tornado ride, and it's a much of superhero rides throughout the 1930s and 40s. So, DC Comics is one of them. So, there you go on that. I thought he had a mustache at first, but okay. Next page. It wasn't always easy. Sometimes I felt lonely. Different from everyone else. But my parents taught me to treat people with respect, no matter what they were from. So my rocket just came from the sky. It was the single best day of my lives. you know how proud I am to be your dad, right? People always wanted to know what made me Superman. It's not bulletproof skin or super strength. Just put it on. I made it for the baby blankets in your rocket. But Ma, listen to your mother. It needs two people who love me with everything they have. They caught me with the right for wrong. Here's the cape. How's it look? I know I'm your mother, but I have to be honest. You're the most handsome boy in the entire world. Ma! Two people who thought, me that when someone needs help. You know? Kinda reminds me. When I was a kid, it was Clark Kent, and these are my adoptions, so there you go. It was a whole family, and one thing for sure, it wasn't make sense, so there you go. Next page. You don't let everything stand in your way. Toward the end of the high school, my dad died. It was one of the hardest moments of my life. Ma, I don't think I can handle this. I'm not strong enough. It's not as bad as it seems, Clark. But Ma, I can't. You're much stronger than you think you are. Trust me. As always, Ma was right. Pa once told me I was here for a reason. You know, it was too much between the whole Superman thing in the 1940s and everything like that. In World War II in the 1939 to 1945, it all makes sense. So there you go. And between Scooby-Doo meets Batman VHS tape, it was all made great. Fine. Next page. Anyway, it's time to find out what the reason was, and it was time for Metropolis. Whoa! The car, he didn't see the car. Wow, cool cost. Excuse me. Whoosh. Wow, cool costume. Thanks. My mom made that for me. Now it's called Superman, you know? I want to give out a big idea in regards to Superman in the 1940s. So it makes more sense, you know, because I want to make a whole entire thing between Superman and a series of young Superman makes sense. So, you know, him and Wonder Woman had to make more difference. So, there you go. Next page. Anyway. Over time, I realized I'm faster than a speeding bullet. Thank you. More power than a locomotive. And able to leap that tall buildings and a speeding bomb. Yes. Thank you. It all makes sense between now and the whole not gonna be able to do paintbrushes in any way. That's what Superman is. So that's why makes more sense between now and that. Next page. Also have X-ray vision. He's highly a weapon officer. Thank you, Superman. No, thank you. We're all part of the same team. Superhero. Someone's in danger. Supervision. Heat vision. Psst. And super breath. Something like that. Anyway. In fact, I have pretty invincible. Variable, something like that. So, sorry about that. Anyway. Which means nothing can hurt me. Except the magic tribal, something like that. I haven't announced this word. Sorry. Was a green piece of my home planet that fell into the earth. No, take it away. I got you, Superman. You got me. Who got you? Lois Lane. Who, at the time, yes, portrayed Wonder Woman. You know, if it was the Wonder Woman, that makes sense. Anyway. In Metropolis, I became a journalist in the Daily Planet. Now, PBS NewsHour, which I grew up with. Anyway. Keep my identity and Superman's secret. Yeah, thank you. So that criminals won't come after those I love. Now, this all makes sense because I love news when I was a kid. And when Jim Laird died in 2020, I was in shock and tears. So, there you go. So anyway, hey Smallville, how come I never see you and Superman together? Gee, Lois, I'm not sure. Lois, Laura and I are getting married. I got new photos of Superman. These are swell, Jimmy. That's Jimmy Olsen, by the way. Great. Caesar's goals. I've never seen a reporter type up this fast. I'm impressed, Kent. Now, Perry White at the time. Now, I made many new friends in Metropolis. And that's great, by the way. So, it just all makes sense. So, there you go. Between now and this whole PBS NewsHour difference in journalism. So, there you go. Clark Kent thing. Next page. Anyway. I also made my share of enemies. Like, you go down, Superman. No, I won't. Brainiac, the 12th level, Alphanet, something like that. You will, I won't. Mellow, carbonate heart. Okay. Doomsday, something like that, excuse me. Okay, anyway. Mindless creature from Clompton. Wario makes Superman stay up. No, he will not. Thank you. Bronzo Fall copy of Superman speaks in opposites. It's not how it works that way. You will fall, I will not. Parasite observes your strength, and then you will kneel. General, you will carry the steps outside. Thank you. Zod. Supervillain from Cropton. Same powers as Superman. Though, it just makes more stupid sense. These are villains from the Superman franchise. You know, it can make more difference from the whole 1970s series and the whole depends. And to be honest with you, these are great examples of villains from the whole franchise for Superman. So there you go. Next page. Should be hard to know the difference between right and wrong. Thank you. Get those aliens. Superman won't stop us from humans like us. Like me, yeah. I'm from everyone. If you don't know that, you don't know me. Thank you. There are boys, I don't like boys. Thank you. Those men are in the armor, and I know you have them attack those aliens. I know you built their battle suits. You can't prove it, alien. Right along. You'll be late again. The key to the city. Lex Luthor, incredibly smart and incredibly jealous. We'll see what happens, but Lex, I don't know what to do with you. Sorry. By the way, Lex, I heard Lois Lane got a sample of those battle suits and traced them to the lab. Bye. You know, he kind of reminds me of the voice of Rex himself from Toy Story franchise. His name is Wallace Shawn. You know, that makes more difference than Principal Maze in the Goofy movie. That's just me, of course. That makes more sense. Next page. Anyway. Now, sometimes the most important battles are the ones you least expect. Superman, hurry. You're late to your own celebration. I'm about to hit Sonic, Mayor. I'll be there in 2 seconds. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday. Sniff. You okay? Not really. My mom invited my whole class to the astronaut party, but no one showed up. Well, Nancy, you and I are about to have a best astronaut party of the year. You mean it But you're supposed to get you the key to the city right now. But the only place I need to be is right here. OMG, Emission candles. It's my lucky day. No, Nancy, it's mine. Happy birthday to you. Like my parents taught me, and someone needs help, I'll be there. Thank you. It all makes sense to everybody. It had to make more difference than that. So, there you go. It had to make more difference than this whole thing. Next page. Anyway, the whole Nancy birthday thing. But, that's just me. Anyway, in my life, people cheer me on to be a powerful, invisible, able. Have announced this word. Sorry. They say nothing can stop me. But my greatest strength doesn't come from my superpowers. It comes from my heart. Remember what parents taught me. The most important part of my story isn't Superman, it's Clark Kent. Why? Because we're all Clark Kent. Something like that. Ordinary people who are capable of being amazing every day. All you have to do is help one person and be kind of one person. Now, I agree because it has to make more sense in any way. Even though he's from a little boy growing up and to be Superman. So, it makes it more different than that. We're almost done here, so there you go. And let's see what else is it in the book. See here, anyway. Okay, there we go. Okay. And you'll change the world. Did you know that Superman was created by two teenagers? That's good. Jerry Siegel and Joe Schlosser in Cleveland, Ohio. Wow. Jerry wrote the idea, then ran to his friend Joe's house. When Joe started drawing, they were two ordinary kids like you, like me. Yeah, I agree, yeah. Today, Superman, still the most popular superhero, and in the surveys, American voted him as their #1 favorite. Thank you. Do you love Superman? Try one of his comic books. Yes, I do, because I've seen his comic books before. It makes more sense, so there you go. We're almost done with this book, so there you go. Who am I? I'm Callie. I'm Clark Kent. I'm Superman, but most of all, my friend. You can always count on me. Truth, justice, and the American's way are more valuable than ever. Kindness is one of the world's greatest traits. This world house where the idea for Superman was born. This is it next time you're in Cleveland. Okay? Makes sense in any way. We can all use a better tomorrow. Like Joy Skull says, be a better way to say it and better way tomorrow. But I don't know. I don't know what he said at the time, but that's just me. Anyway. There's nothing more powerful than being a good person. I know I can't help anyone, but I'm going to try. But because when someone needs help, there's always a job for Superman. I'm Superman, I believe in the good in you. Thank you. This all makes sense for anybody, so there you go on that. It all makes sense, so there you go for people who trust in Superman. So there you go. And we're almost done here, so we're gonna finish this off. The last pages of the book regarding to this, okay? They're the creators of Superman, Jerry Siegel and Joe Schlosser. They weren't popular, they were dreamers, and they were so poor that they used to draw on the back of Blusher's paper, okay? But there are two friends and one dream. In the brink of World War II, which I talked about during bedtime stories earlier, in the months of the Great Depression, we haven't talked about in the time frame. There were two Jewish kids from Cleveland. Didn't just give us the world's first superhero. They gave us something to believe in. It's been ever since Action Comics, which I have a Funko Pop based off of it. In 1938. It was late first. I was right all along, so there you go. And I seen that in some of Bob's Show reviews. So there you go. And the last page of the book saying this. It was from for Theo. You know how probably I'm your dad, right? And memory of Christopher Reeve, Richard daughter, up and away, BM. For John Byrne, my favorite comic book author, CE. Now, this one is, I'm not going to read all of it, but it's going to be basically on Superman's life. Now, this came out in, 2010, is this right? Let me see. Oh, I can't read. It was published by Penguin Random House. And was copyrighted, yeah, I was wrong, it was 2022. So that was basically it. Anyway, and I'm Superman, I believe in the good of you, so that was good. So that was I Am Superman. What do I think about this book? It was amazing. So far, this book was a success. That was Bedtime Stories episode number 348. Hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned for the next one, which is going to be Hungry Mr. Gayer, which I got during my trip to Beaufort, South Carolina. Now, excuse me, I gotta take this book along with the Julie Andrews book and be able to finish recording TV after this is over. Like, one of my mom's watching this on TV. And I have to go to bed pretty soon, because after I'm editing 2 projects, I'm gonna go to bed, because it's gonna be late. It's already 4 at night. Jeez. And I'm pretty much done with bedtime stories for the night, so there you go. Till next time, so Jarvis Bob Baby, you can put this episode, till it's out. See ya.